Since the pandemic, a lot of people have had the situation where there's a gap in employment. And I think that it's important to talk about the things you really did do during your gap in employment. So if you were a stay-at-home parent, I put that on the resume. If you were helping a family member with an illness, I put that on the resume. There are a lot of skills that you have gained from those experiences that can be directly related to the job you're applying for. So maybe you had to navigate the healthcare system, and that took a lot of communication and being detail oriented and following up and making phone calls. Maybe you were homeschooling and then you were interacting with educational platforms, and that might be related to the job you're applying to. So I think while there's a little bit more understanding now that people do have gaps in employment, and I don't think it's as frowned upon as it used to be, I still think that it's good to put down what you were doing during those gaps. All of your life experiences add up to where you are now, and you've certainly learned things along the way. So, what are those things and how do they relate to the job that you're applying for? Yes, frame their narrative, get their experiences in writing. Even if it feels like I don't feel like I did anything, there are certainly things that you learned and things that can be used in your next job. No. But if they were going to be a baker, when you're making a career change, it's important to show adjacency. So, how do the experiences relate to the job that you want to have? Maybe you haven't done exactly that job before, but drawing the similarities between the two shows your hiring manager that you have the skills and abilities to do that job. So you have to emphasize the skills that are transferable and de-emphasize the things you are moving away from. So if you don't want to be in sales anymore, take some of that sales content out of your resume and focus more on the things that you want to be doing. And then if you can, maybe adjust your job titles, play with your job titles a little bit. Some former employers don't mind if you adjust your job title slightly. Some job titles are really obscure. And so if you can change those to things that are closer to the job title that you're going for, that gets you a little bit farther along with the ATS and with hiring managers. I think that's where working with a coach can be really helpful because maybe you have some baggage or you have some bad feelings, and the things that you did in your previous job don't feel like they were accomplishments or that they were positive at all. But that's where I can help you by asking questions and learning more about what you actually did. Sometimes you can do some pretty amazing things within a job and they're still not appreciated, but that doesn't mean that they weren't amazing things that you did.